if you want to follow along with me, I'm just going to make this one up. I'm just going to make up a quick little scene, okay? It's kind of going to be like a simplified, maybe simplified sunset scene, okay? So got a pencil, so just grab the pencil and I want you to just draw in a horizon line like this, okay? And the horizon line is basically the area or the line where the sky meets the earth, okay? It's like an imaginary, it's not an imaginary line, it's just basically where it connects, kind of when you're looking out into the distance, okay? I've put that roughly halfway down my my sheet, okay? So what we can do here, let's draw some mountains or something like that in the background, yeah? So I'm just going to go ahead and just get some little indications, maybe of some, could be a bay or something like that, okay? Something like that. Just simplified kind of mountains in the background, okay? Just like that. You know, if you guys, you can add other stuff as well. I mean, you can add I don't know, you can add like a boat or something here in the background, another one here. I don't worry too much about it. I'm just more sort of highlighting to putting those techniques that we used before into practice, okay? Like that, maybe like a couple of boats. Okay. So what we'll get you to do is let's pick a color. Let's pick a color for the sky. I reckon, you know, I reckon maybe we go with some kind of bluish color to the top part of the sky. So if you see here on my palette, I'm just mixing up. It's probably going to turn out a bit purple for me, but just a bit blue. Just a cool color, okay? Maybe 70% water, 30% paint. Okay, I'm just going to add some of that up the top. So keep it kind of darker up the top, yeah? A little bit of darker paint up the top like this. Okay. And use the bigger brush also for this. The bigger brush is going to allow you to pick up more paint. Okay, so you can see I'm just getting in a little bit of that darker color in the sky, all right? And what I'll do is, as I get halfway down, around halfway down the sky, I'm going to pick up a little bit of warm color. So probably if you've got some orange, you mix your yellow and your red together, you can make an orange, or you can just use a bit of red, a tiny bit of red. Okay, and when you move further down the page, make sure that you're diluting this really all the way down. Okay, you're using pretty much just almost all water. Okay, like a reddish color. I might pick up some yellow. You guys have a little bit of yellow as well. If you want like a more vibrant yellow, I've got other yellows up the front in the 𝗢𝗙𝗓𝗦𝗘, my color set. There's a whole bunch you can try. So I'm just adding in a little bit of yellow here, okay, at the base. Okay, so you can see there's a kind of transition. So it's coming from blue, like a dark blue, and then it's going down to like a reddish color, like a warmer color, and then right at the bottom it's turned into this kind of yellow color, okay? And like I was showing you a little while before, these wet and wet techniques, okay? So if we're painting some clouds, I can pick up a bit of this darker paint here. If you just check the consistency I'm using, it's pretty, you know, it's pretty juicy. There's lots of paint in there. And then I can just drop in like a bit here, like that. Here, maybe. That could be a cloud, I don't know, something like that. There. Okay. So you're practicing a bit of color mixing on the paper. And you're also practicing some of the techniques like wet in wet, color mixing as well. Okay. And what you have to do in this circumstance is you want to mirror what's happening on top. So when you look at this area of water here, further down, so where the boats are sitting, if you sort of look at where the water is, I want to pick up some more yellow, okay? Some yellow or a bit of like warmer colored paint. Okay, and just drop that in underneath like this. It doesn't matter if you haven't got the exact color, just make sure that you've got a warmer color underneath these boats, okay? That bit of yellow. But what you're trying to do is kind of mimic the sky. Yep. Going further down. Here. Okay. And as we get all the way down the bottom, I'm just going to start mixing in some of that blue color that we initially started out with. I don't really know what it is. It's just a bit of purple/blue. Okay. Something like this. So you've kind of got this mirror image almost of the top and the bottom of the top of the scene, so where the sky is, okay? Now, the little paintbrush that you have, the small paintbrush, while the water is still wet, a cool thing to do, I always like to do, is I like to pick up a bit of paint and look at the consistency I'm using as well. It's pretty, it's mostly paint, maybe like 80% paint, 20% water. And you can just draw in, paint in, like little waves, like this. Just drop them in and let them do its own thing, like that, okay? While the paper is still wet, okay? So all we're doing at the moment is we're just practicing a bit of these wet and wet techniques, okay? And we're doing this because this is more of like a simplified version of what we're going to do in the actual larger painting. I always think it's good to practice before you start. It's kind of like practicing a swing or practicing a throw or something like that, okay? Always remember that the waves as well are bigger. The ripples are bigger at the front than at the back. So we'll drop in a bit more paint here at the front, something like that, okay? But what you have is basically a combination of, you can see this kind of reflected sunlight in the water, and you can see in the sky a bit of that, the warmth in the sky, and a little bit of that darkness at the top, okay? And let me have a look around. How are you guys doing? And the last thing I'm going to do is just pick up some dark color, okay? You can mix a bit of the brown and a bit of the blue together to make a general dark color. And I'm going to get these mountains in the back. Just a darker sort of color for the mountains. Up to you what color you want to make them. It's just to bring them back out again. Okay. I kind of cut around the boats as well, like that. Even with the boats, you can start playing around with like the sails, like that. Bit of the structure of the boats. Okay. very basic sort of landscape.